Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, union concerned over growing push to remove redundancy payment law. Vincent Morrison, the president of the Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees, has raised the concerns over what he says is an increase in push for the private sector to have the notice of redundancy pay law removed. There is a push from the private sector, and I wouldn't be surprised if the government of the day supports the private sector 100% in this push to remove the notice of redundancy pay law from the books. There have been talks about labor reform, and I think this is one of the main issues that will be coming up during the course of the year, Morrison told the news recently. The Employment Termination and Redundancy Payments Act governs the legal requirements for redundancy pay, also known as a severance pay. The act states that an employer must make redundancy payments to an employee when their job is no longer required or when the employer can no longer justify the employee's employment. Morrison pointed to a proposal made years ago for a system where both private and public sector employers would contribute to a fund that would provide compensation for workers laid off due to restructuring, retrenchment, or redundancy. He noted that a similar system is in place in other countries in the region. However, Morrison strongly cautioned against any changes to the current redundancy payment law, stating, "I would want to warn very strongly that nothing should be done to change the existing act." For the UK's president, the only change he would hope to see is the removal of taxes on the redundancy payment. It's really unwise for us to have workers paying taxes, both income tax and indirect taxation, during their working life, and they have lost their jobs, and having lost their jobs, the little compensation they get for losing their jobs, they have to turn around again and pay tax, Morrison said. "I think it's a form of double taxation, and I am strongly calling on the authorities to have a look at that," he continued, adding, "I am calling upon the Parliament to have a look at this. I am calling upon the opposition to move this motion in the House to have the tax on redundancy payments removed." 32-year-old Tyler arrested after cops find a firearm at a premises in Negril. 32-year-old Dwight Grant, a Tyler of Whitehall, Negril, Westmoreland, has been charged with the possession of a prohibited weapon following an incident in Good Hope, Negril in the parish on Sunday, November 17. Reports are that about 2:40 a.m., a police team acting on information went to Grant's home and conducted a search of his premises when a firearm was found in the bathroom ceiling. Grant was subsequently arrested and charged. His court date is being finalized. Education Ministry mourns a tragic loss of 10-year-old student. The Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information is mourning what it describes as the tragic loss of 10-year-old Kenil Clark, a grade 5 student at Lacovia Primary and Basic School, who succumbed to injuries he sustained in a hit-and-run incident last Friday. The ministry said it is committed to providing grief counseling and support services to his classmates, teachers, and the affected school community as they cope with this sudden and devastating loss. "As we grieve, we urge all road users to slow down, stay vigilant and respectful of traffic laws, particularly near school zones. This heartbreaking loss must serve as a wake-up call for all of us to prioritize the safety of our children on the road," said the Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, Senator Dana Morris Dixon. She said it is also a stark reminder of the importance of safeguarding our children, both within and beyond the classroom. Senator Dixon said the ministry remains steadfast in its commitment to collaborating with stakeholders to improve road safety measures, including heighten the public education campaigns and enhance the infrastructure around the schools. Tourism Ministry blames for HR failure for hotel staff protests. The Ministry of Tourism says continued protest action by hotel workers is an indication of a failure of human resource management at some resorts. It comes as staff at Excellence Oyster Bay in Falmouth, Trelawney on Monday morning became the latest group of hotel workers to walk off the job. The workers took action to demand better working conditions in the hotel sector. Delano Seavright, senior strategist in the Ministry of Tourism, says poor internal staff communication also plays a role in the protest by workers. He says Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett has been having discussions with hotel owners to systematically tackle the issues affecting tourism workers. For now, though, we need good sense to prevail because we cannot cut off with no suspect we face, and we also urge tourism workers to be mindful of other forces at play. What we need is cool, balanced heads at all times. We're taking each other and every concern seriously. Representatives of the Excellence Collection, operator of the Oyster Bay Resort, arrived in the island last night after they got wind of the plan to protest. But the workers told the news that they were not happy that they were ordered to return to work without a hearing and so went ahead with the strike. The demands, which are outlined in an email, include a wage increase, job security, union representation, and increased staff complement. NSWMA says a persistent rainfall affecting garbage collection. The National Solid Waste Management Authority says its operations at disposal sites, especially in Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Catherine, have been significantly affected by unprecedented rainfall. Executive Director Audley Gordon says that the rains have resulted in soggy and waterlogged grounds at several disposal sites, creating challenges for vehicular navigation and reducing efficiency.
We don't have concrete or asphalted roads in our disposal site. They're all dirt tracks. And so when it rains, they come soft, they're soggy, and the heavy trucks that have to go in and out keep digging holes as they go, and some of them even get stuck in the mud. It's a real problem for us, and it happens every time we get around to the rainy period of the year. We try our best to keep going by, using river shingle and stones. Each time we can fill the holes and create new roadways with the river shingle, properly package the garbage so it don't create that unsightly mess and around the place. And we are working hard to manage the disposal site in these times. As soon as we have less rain, we will be able to do a better job. But once the rain continues, we're going to have a challenge, and so we just have to do the best we can and ask residents on their end at source to do the best they can also.
Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.